Go ahead and get there. We're going to start with palms either facing down to stay grounded or facing up to receive energy. Shoulders back, spine straight. We're going to just lighten that gaze or even close our eyes if you're comfortable. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and out the mouth. Another one in through the nose and out the mouth. One more in through the nose and out through the mouth. Whenever you're ready, we're going to inhale our arms up over our heads, palms together, and just reach over towards that right side. Inhaling our arms up through the center, exhaling them over to that left side. Inhaling up through that center, taking that mini back bend, arms spread out in cactus. And then inhaling back up through the center. This time when we take it over to that right side, we're going to bring that right arm down onto the mat, maybe that right elbow. Take a deep inhale here. And hold for that exhale. On the next inhale, slowly come up through the center. And bring it on over to that left side. Holding here for an inhale. And staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, go ahead and bring yourself all the way back up. Lightening the gaze, opening the eyes, interlacing those fingers in the front, and curving forward with the spine. Inhaling those arms back up, and bringing them down to our sides. One more time, inhaling arms up, bringing that right hand over, left hand hovering off the mat, not pulling down on the neck, letting the weight of the arm do the work. Holding here for an inhale, and staying for that exhale. Bringing the arms up together, and just switching it out on the other side. Bringing that left hand onto our head, right hand out, hovering over the mat. Holding here for an inhale, and staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, go ahead and bring both hands down to our sides. All we're going to do here is take those neck circles. Breathing with each roll. And then reversing. Above the knees and shoulders aligned with the wrists. To start off here, we're going to tuck that chin, round that spine into that cat. And then bring that gaze up slightly, dipping the belly into cow. spine into cat, tucking that chin once again. And then taking yourself into that cow pose. As always, I give you a couple seconds to do these on your own time. Just kind of do what your spine needs. Feel it out with the breath to movement. Maybe it's more of one than the other. Whenever you're ready, we're going to find stillness in that flat back. We're going to bring our feet together in the back or keep them separated and drop down into that first child's pose. Allowing our spine to not round with the pose, but kind of flatten out. Here we're going to take a deep inhale and exhale it back out. Taking another inhale through the nose. We're going to exhale it out, fogging up that mat as if it were a mirror. On the next inhale, we're going to walk our hands over to that right side, stretching out that left side body, holding for an inhale, and staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to bring ourselves through the center and on over to that left side, stretching out the right side body. Holding here for an inhale and staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, go ahead and bring yourself through the center. Bringing our gaze up towards our fingertips. We're going to bring ourselves once again into that flat back tabletop position. And then walk ourselves out into the first chaturanga class, meeting in a down dog. From here, you'll find yourself in your high plank and slowly lower yourself onto the mat. Into cobra. Arms straight, shoulders back, spine rounded or curved. Tucking those toes, we're going to lift up into that down dog. This is the first down dog of the class, so if you'd like to walk the feet out, bend the knees, maybe tiptoes, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to take a deep inhale here in stillness, and then exhale it all out. On the next inhale, we're going to lift that right leg up, and we're going to bring it on through the center. Sending it back up and bringing it to that right elbow. Sending it back up, crossing over to that left elbow. And then one more time sending it up and then placing it back down on the mat. On this next one, we're going to do the same thing, but on that left side, bring it up through the air and in through the center. Sending it up into that left elbow, up into that right elbow, and last time up and returning it back onto the mat. Releasing ourselves down onto our knees, rising up in a seated position. Adjusting our spine, straightening, and falling back into that seated position. From here, if you guys would like to take a child's pose, go ahead and do so. If not, we're going to keep our shoulders straight. Taking a deep inhale, arms up. We're going to open up towards that back side. Holding for that inhale. And staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up to the center. And just open back up towards that front side, holding for that inhale. And staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, bring your arms up to the center and fall into that child's pose. At the beginning of class, I always like to give the option to set an intention or goal. This can look a lot different for everybody, so maybe it's something you're grateful for, maybe it is a goal, or maybe it's something you want to push to the back of your mind while you focus on class today. Whatever that thought may be, set it in your mind and take a deep inhale. Once you exhale it all out, allow that to be set in stone and have something that you can go back to when your mind wanders during class. On your next inhale, bring your gaze up to your fingertips once again and bring yourself into that chaturanga, allowing yourself to fall into high plank, release onto that mat, into that cobra, and then to untuck or tuck, whatever position you're in right now, those toes, and walk yourself up into that down dog position. Allowing yourself to maybe rock. Again, you're allowed to walk out those feet. Wherever you may be today, go ahead and relax there. For a deep inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to lift that right leg up and just take that bind, bending at the knee, opening up that hip, holding for an inhale, and releasing down on that exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to do the same thing with the left foot, opening up, taking that bind, holding for an inhale, staying for that exhale, and then releasing back down onto the mat. Beautiful job. When we're here, we're going to fall forward, releasing ourselves into that high plank. We are going to find stillness here. And take a deep inhale. And exhale it all out. On the next inhale, send yourself back up into that down dog. And whenever you're ready, we're going to slowly walk our hands back to meet our feet at the back of our mat. Taking a micro bend in those knees, we're just going to kind of hang here like a rag doll. Holding for an inhale, staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to take ourselves into that first halfway lift, hands on shins, spine straight, and then go ahead and release once again. Halfway lift, and release. Taking or keeping that micro bend in the knees, we're going to slowly roll it up, one vertebrae at a time. Allowing yourself to maybe take that neck roll at the end. Inhaling our arms up. We're just going to take that mini little rotation over to that right side. Inhaling back up through the center and over to that left side. Finding ourselves in the center of our mat, we're going to take a chair pose. So with feet just a little bit of a distance apart, go ahead, rise your arms above your head, take a deep inhale, and on that exhale, we're going to sink, keeping that spine straight, holding here for an inhale, and staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our hands to heart center and twist over onto that right side. Holding here for an inhale, and staying for that exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our arms back up through the center and over to that left side. Holding for that inhale, staying for that exhale, and bring ourselves up through the center with an inhale and falling forward on that exhale. Finding ourselves here in forward fold, folding at the hips. We're going to take that halfway lift once again. Spine straight, and then micro bend in the knees, falling back forward. Inhaling our arms back up, bringing our arms with us. And then exhaling them out to our sides in mountain pose. From here, we're going to find ourselves in tree pose. So bringing our left leg out first, we're going to find stillness in our right leg. Left leg's going to stay at a point and then slowly find its way up to a comfortable position. And of course, you can always use that hand to help it to where it needs to go. keeping our arms out, we're going to find stillness here and take a deep inhale. And stay for that exhale. One more deep inhale. And exhale it back out. Beautiful. Slowly letting that leg come down and fall back onto the mat flat. You can walk out those feet, rise up on those toes, maybe rock back on the heels, whatever helps you find stillness again. And then we're going to take that deep inhale here in mountain pose. And exhale it all out. From here, we're going to even things out on the other side. So bringing that right foot out to the side in a point. We're going to slowly inhale our leg up, allowing it to go to its comfortable position. Maybe that looks different than the other side. If you'd like to stay on the other side and follow that, go ahead and do so. If not, find your stillness here and take a deep inhale here. And exhale it out. One more inhale here. And exhale it back out. On the next inhale, go ahead and slowly lower that leg onto the mat. And release both feet. Again, walking them out, rocking, whatever's most comfortable for you. On your next inhale, bring our arms up with us. And flat back, swan dive back down to your mat. Allowing yourself to dangle like that rag doll, maybe grabbing opposite elbows, or just taking that micro bend in the knees, letting those arms fall. We're going to take a deep inhale here, and exhale it all out. On that next inhale, go ahead and grab those shins, halfway lift, and falling forward. One more inhale here, we're going to roll that vertebrae one at a time, all the way back up, ending in that neck roll. Bringing ourselves once again to the center of our mat, we're going to do one more balancing pose. If you'd like or have a block with you, I will demonstrate one version with the block and one version without. Bringing our block in the tall way over to the top of our mat and placing it in the center. From here, we're going to grab our right leg with our right hand and slowly fall forward onto that block. If you'd like to bring your arm up and balance in this position, go ahead and do so. We're going to hold here for an inhale and stay for that exhale. One more inhale and slowly release back down on that exhale. Go ahead and walk out those feet once again. And we're going to do the same thing whenever you're ready on the other side. Again, the option is to always use that block right in front of you, or a wall, maybe a partner, or if you'd like to try it on your own, go ahead and do so now. Holding here for an inhale and staying for that exhale. One more inhale here, and then slowly bring yourself back. One side may be more comfortable than the other, and that's all right. You can always work on that side that isn't as comfortable, or keep building strength on the other side. Again, whatever makes you feel most stable and in place. Removing that block from the front of your mat and releasing yourself, walking on back to the edge of your mat in the back. From here, inhaling our arms up and swan diving back down onto the mat, releasing ourselves back into that down dog position. We're going to fall forward into this high plank and lift up that right leg. Holding here for an inhale and staying for that exhale. One more inhale here, and then go ahead and release it down to that exhale. Bring ourselves back. We're going to lift up on that left leg Holding here for that inhale. Staying for that exhale. One more inhale here. And then release back down. Finding stillness here in this down dog. We're going to take a deep inhale. And then exhale it out. And lower ourselves slowly onto the mat. Untucking those toes and rolling onto our backs. From here, we're going to keep those feet flat and allow ourselves to find a comfortable position with our arms next to our glutes, feet digging into the ground of the mat. We're going to slowly rise up, squeezing our core and our glutes, and then lowering down, hovering about an inch or so above the mat, squeezing up, hovering an inch or so above that mat. And on this last one up, we are going to hold for 20 seconds. If you'd like to tuck those shoulders and interlace your fingers behind yourself, go ahead and do so now. Lace those fingers and bring yourself down into a seated position. Whenever you're ready, we're going to squeeze those legs in, rolling ourselves back and up into a seated position. For the next little mini core part, if you have a block at your discretion, or a weight or an object that's a little bit heavier than your normal hands, go ahead and grab it. Lifting up, we're just going to infinity symbol it through our legs for a minute, so we can begin. Remember to breathe through it. Try not to hold your breath. And really squeeze in through the core, not using that lower back. Halfway there. Taking that deep inhale, allowing yourself to take that shaky exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring that block back to maybe where it was placed, and just fall forward over those legs. Taking a couple deep inhales and exhales. Maybe thinking that goal or intention you made at the beginning of class. Whenever you're ready, we're going to straighten out those legs in front of us. Bring ourselves down to the edge of the mat. Put those arms out and slowly lower down. Finding a comfortable position on the mat. We're going to bring that right foot straight up into the air and bend it onto the mat. Taking that left foot straight up into the air, crossing it over the right foot, and bring our arms behind to pull in. Taking a deep inhale here, and then exhaling it all out. One more inhale, and let it go on that exhale. Bringing both feet flat on the mat, then raising up on that right foot, crossing over and pulling in. Holding here for an inhale, and staying for that exhale. One more inhale, and release it back down on that exhale, bringing both feet flat onto the mat. Either keeping your arms out in a T or bringing them to the stomach. Go ahead and windshield wiper those legs back and forth, twisting from the core. Inhaling our arms up above our head. Taking a deep inhale and exhaling our hands down to heart center. The light in me recognizes the light in you. Together to end class, we bow in Namaste. Hey guys, thank you so much for spending the last 25 or so minutes with me. I really enjoyed our time together. Thank yourself for spending time bettering your practice in your mind. Until next time, bye guys, Namaste.